There are a great number of monstrosities and terrors that you must face when entering the peninsula and the dark forest that is entwined within it. There is a savage race of cannibalistic people waiting to feast on your flesh. There are mutants of all shapes and sizes lurking around the woodlands, stalking and hunting anything they see as their enemy. Exploring the extensive cave systems of the forest can leave you dazed, confused, and claustrophobic. Merely walking amongst the trees and being watched by a mysterious red figure is enough to drive some to insanity. However, there are more horrors than just this hiding on the peninsula. Sahara Therapeutics are a company known to anyone unfortunate enough to stumble upon their facility on the peninsula, as a corporation of very questionable moral integrity. Their facility on the peninsula is a house of horrors. First, there are the dark, mysterious artifacts that they discovered within the forest itself. Then there are the monstrosities that have come from them. Sahara Therapeutics discovered the peninsula through yet unknown means. Presumably not long after they discovered the artifacts, they discovered what these devices were capable of. You see, Sahara is a company aimed to create therapeutic remedies. And further than this, they wanted to achieve things no other had done before, through something known as the Jarus Project. They wished to extend the lifetime of the average human, to make them healthier, stronger, more agile. Really, they wanted to improve humanity one step at a time. However, with the artifacts, they discovered that they were able to get to work on their vision much more quickly than they had anticipated. The sheer power of the technology they had in their possession was something to behold. Their experiments began with human volunteers. Sahara opted to use children for the bulk of their experimentation. Why exactly this is currently unknown. However, it could have something to do with the growth rates of these children. Maybe they were needing a subject with specific biological processes in motion. There are countless possibilities. But it was children that they used. And whilst most presumably volunteered, others were notably not. Through their experiments, they created great monstrosities. The Virginians, Armsies, worms, and even worse. Within the now overrun and failed Sahara facility, after a mutant breakout during the events of the forest, there resides a beast beyond that of anything else across the haunted and disfigured population of the peninsula. If you have ever ventured far enough into the Sahara facility, you would likely have noticed that within the child ward lies a creature of such mass and such scale, it boggles the mind. When you look at it through its observation room, it's hard to remember that this was once a poor child, now twisted and left to rot within the confines of its observation room. The mass of this blob is presumed to be the result of a single child. However, it is very hard to determine the validity of this. It's mainly composed of a gigantic mass of thick flesh. However, it does appear to have a few limbs protruding from itself, as well as a bunch of large, distressed-looking eyes. The numerous eyes might hint to the creature being constructed of multiple individuals, but again at this point it's very hard to determine anything from the resulting chaos that is this blob. Little to no information currently exists on the creature to properly determine its origins. Anything that could be determined from its physical features is long gone, as has its ability to locomote. This gigantic thing is a simple wall of flesh that is now imprisoned for eternity within its glass cage. Unable to move, unable to speak, unable to scream. And as the subjects of the artifact are granted extended lifespans, it's likely this creature will live for hundreds of years, possibly longer. Unable to put an end to its own anguish, and unable to feel the sweet release of death to end its endless pain. While we know little of this creature, it seems that it has grown to fill the space it inhabits, so it's likely that it would keep growing given it had escaped its holdings or was put into a larger one. Or maybe the beast has grown all it can and will remain this amorphous blob. After seeing the Sons of the Forest trailer, something caught my eye. During one scene, there is a very, very large hand that reaches out and grabs one of the mercenaries, pulling him away into a large amount of foliage, hiding the extent of the creature's true form. It might be likely that this unseen creature is just as large as the Blob from Sahara, and it might even be possible that this Blob escaped. Perhaps this unseen colossal beast, seen in Sons of the Forest, might have been what the Blob will become. But as I've stated before, we simply know too little to make any assertions about the origins of this beast, or the connections it has with the others around it. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see if anything more is told of the tragic story of the children on the peninsula. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell notification if you never want to miss out on another upload from Project Archivist. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by becoming a channel member through the join button on our channel homepage. You can also support Project Archivist on Patreon, where you can join a tier and earn constant rewards for your support. You can find links for both of these down in the description. And with that, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.